LeetCode number 1014 best sightseeing pair. So given an integer array values where values I represents the value of the I sightseeing spot, two sightseeing spots I and j have a distance j minus 1 in between them. So the score of each pair, basically we want to go through for each pair and calculate the distance, and we want to get the maximum sum between them. So right here we can see 8 and 5. 8 plus 5 is 13, but minus 2, which is the distance between them, gives us 11, and that's the max for this result. So to solve this question, all we have to do is go through updating the max of the distance from I and j, and then we have to minus the distance between and also the values distance with a loop. So I'm just going to type it out and we can explain it further. So we want a result, and we're going to have to return a result, and we're going to initialize, we're going to have a current max which is initialized to the first value, but we have to subtract 1 for the distance. So starting from the first index, because we're not using the first one because of the current max, we're going to loop through and we're going to have the current max updated, which is going to be the current max subtracted by the distance, and then the value we're currently looking at also subtracted by the distance. So it just updates to get the maximum score each time, and we have to update our result to the max of itself, and then the current value added to the current max. And let me run this, and this is the solution. So the time complexity for this would be O of n, because we're just traversing the list once, and then the space complexity would be O of 1. So let's go through a walkthrough example for this. So to make it more clear, so we're gonna be given this, we want to return it, just paste it right here. So on the first iteration, before the first iteration, our result's going to be set to 0, and current max would be the value at index 0 minus 1, so that would be 8 minus 1, which is 0, which is 7. So on the first iteration here, we're going to put result equals to max of 0, because in this slice is 0, and then the first value here would be 1 plus the current max would be, which is 7, because we initialized it here. So now the result is going to be updated to 8, and here you see we're going to update the current max next. So it's going to be max of the current max, which is 7 minus 1, because for the distance, and then the values at index I minus 1, so the value here is 1. So the current max is now 6, and then iteration 1, result is going to be max of 8, and this next iteration will be 5, the current value, and then plus the current max, which is 6. So now the result is going to be 11, because 5 plus 6 is greater, and the current max will be the max, the current max minus 1, and then the values of index I minus 1. And we can see right here the previous loop, so it's going to be 6 minus 1, and then the new value is 5 minus 1. So the new current max is 5. And for iteration 2, we do the same thing, max of 11, because past loop the max was 11. And then we're going to have the current index plus the previous current max, which is the current max was 5, and then the value we're looking at right now is 2. So 1, 2, yeah. Right, 1 plus 2. is 5 plus 6. No, 2 plus 5, because 2 right here, and then the current max was 5. Max is still 11, and then current max would be updated. It's a max of 5 minus 1 and 2 minus 1, which is 4. And then final iteration, max of 11. And okay, I know what I did wrong. So the iterations were supposed to be like this, not 0 index. And then on the last iteration, it's max of 11, and values index I is 6. 6 plus the previous current max is 4. So max is still 11, and then current max would be the previous current max, which is 4 minus 1, and then the value, which is 6 minus 1, is 5. But that doesn't matter because the loop finally exits, and then we return final result 11. And that would be it for today. Yep, that's basically it.
Bye, guys.